My guest is Shari Fiocca. And Shari is an amazing graphic designer. She thinks she's a promo salesperson, right? But honestly, her graphic design is so outstanding. There's nobody I let touch my stuff before Shari, right? Listen, I try to do my own stuff and then I create something and I'm like, can you make this look good?
Yeah.
So, yeah, right. So Shari does my workbooks, she does my flyers, she does landing pages, and you created an article, a back cover for my magazine, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm so excited to have you here. So
Thank you so
let
much for having me here today.
oh, you're so welcome. So let's talk about I can't wait to hear your milk crate moment. So let's start there. I always like to start there with the milk crate moment.
Okay. Well, my milk crate moment came. I was an in-house graphic designer for a video company for 15 years. And then I left there to work for one of my employees that worked for me in the art department. He started his own business. And after a year, I left there. He let me go. He was a bad business owner and hired too many employees, got a new building, and then he didn't have money to pay everyone. So I was let go, and I was 6 months pregnant and just got married and had a new house, and I was like, that should have been my milk crate moment, but I was just desperate to find another job, and I'm like, "Who's gonna hire me at 6 months pregnant, knowing I'm gonna leave on maternity leave?" So I ended up going to work for a friend, that was in the promo business, so that's why I've, like, started out graphic design, but I've always done freelance work for him on the side, and then I ended up working for him, and fast forward 10 years at that job, and one of our largest accounts, it was like 90% of our business, all of a sudden wasn't an account one day. We come in and there's like no business, it's crickets.
Mm.
So then they had to let go of our whole staff. We had 5 people to support his sales of this one big client. We were all let go. And so here I am pushing 50 and I'm like, what am I going to do now? I'm like, my expertise was print and promotional products. And I was like, who's going to hire me that I don't do websites at that time? I didn't know anything digital. And I was just like, what am I going to do? So I said, I'm going to start freelancing. Maybe this is the time I finally start my own business because I always secretly wanted to be a freelance graphic designer. I wanted to work from home. I wanted to be here for my kids, but I didn't do that. I just kept finding excuses to stay at the job. So this was my chance. I finally decided I have to take the leap now, and now's the time to start the business I always said I wanted to do. And Sherry also lacked confidence in herself to be able to do that. So it was a little slow going at the beginning, but then I got better. I started networking, meeting people, and my business has been going pretty good. It's been almost 8 years in March.
Well,
So,
I love that story, but it also reminds me of something Oprah said years and years and years ago was first you get the tap or the whisper, right? First you get the
mhm,
whisper, then you get the
yeah,
tap, and then you get the 2 by 4. Because I
yes,
think you've been given all of these
yes,
opportunities to start your own business and you didn't, right?
yes,
You're
correct.
fired, you're pregnant, nobody will hire you. And then it's like,
Hmm.
you could have started then, right?
Yes.
So I love that. It's such a great story. So let's talk for just a moment about when you started your own business. So was it all like clients are popping in the door immediately or what happened?
No, it was slow going because I had built a little clientele from working, but I worked full time, so it was only clientele that I could do after hours, and it was sporadic. So I had a few clients, and so then I'm like, "What am I gonna do to get clients?" So I joined, like, the local chamber and a couple local chambers because our we're in a small town, so I hopped on the chamber that was nearby that was big, just to get out there, start announcing my business, and then I joined, um, a referral network group that meets weekly. It's like a BNI,
Mhm.
but a little different. So I started going to them, or I joined that group, and so that met weekly, and that got me to start giving my spiel every day or once a week, you know. So I was like getting in front of people, trying to talk about my business, and so that's evolved, and that helped build my confidence. And then it also helped me learn from other business owners about what it takes to run a business, what their struggles are. And there was a lot of great mentors in that group. There are people that have been in their businesses for 30 plus years,
Mhm.
and are amazing at what they do. So that's what I did to start my business. And then slowly I started getting local business because people want to buy local. And so when there's a local event or things like that, or the chambers, they would try to use me for those projects. And then COVID hit and I met you. I met you right before COVID.
Mhm.
And then I met you and your group. And that's where my business kind of flourished, was in the last few years, meeting your people and you and
I
working
am a
there. So
super fan, right? I am a
thank you.
super fan of yours, because your work is so listen, I'm not talking to you anymore, Sherry, I'm talking to anybody who's listening to this, is the
Mhm.
fact that when I give her a project, I don't even I tell people who I send to you, I tell them the same thing. When you give Sherry a project, you might hate this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Don't give her any parameters. Tell her a basic thing of what you want and don't micromanage the project because she will come back with something outstanding every single time. And somebody just told me the other day, they're like, well, I like to know, they said that you like to know about what you want the design to look like, or do you have any ideas? I'm like, don't tell her you have no ideas, right?
Mhm.
Because what she will come with will be amazing. So
Oh, thank you.
you're welcome. So let's fast forward a little bit. Now, you said, things started popping for you in 2020, as it did for a lot of people who
Mhm.
joined my Facebook group, the Strategy Sphere, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about where you're at now. Is like, what's your favorite thing to do when you're, because I know you do websites, you do promo products, you do graphic design, but what's your favorite thing to do?
Graphic design, and graphic design is so many things. So, like, the websites are fun. Um, Brochures for customers, they always need a brochure, and that's, like, my forte is print. So, not a lot of people do a lot of print, but when they do, brochures, notepads, things like that, when we get fun and custom and colorful, I like doing that. But I like arranging pictures and words. So that's my favorite work, is when I get to do that kind of thing.
It- Are that is that a big piece right now? Brochures. I mean, it kind of seems like that's outdated anymore.
It kind of is, but I have a client that came to me about a year ago. He set up his website and then he needed just a handout. Like, he's going to go in and introduce himself to people, and he wanted more than a business card. And he didn't necessarily need a promo product, but I talked him into that later. But he wanted just a brochure. So basically, if they didn't go to his website, it was a brochure outlining his services and the kind of clients that he serviced. So a lot of people do still use paper, and maybe it's a sell sheet, and a couple of your clients have even had some brochures done. So it's just a nice handout to have, like, even if you go to a trade show, or um, if you're at a chamber event, you want to hand out some literature on yourself, because they might forget you after you leave, or put your business card in the stack with everybody else. So a brochure is sometimes nice.
Well, I think okay, so let's be honest here, right?
Mhm.
Being the fact that this is on its kind of like a little bit outdated here, what do you recommend to people? Like if I came to you and I said, "Sherry, I need a brochure," what would you talk me into?
Well, I would find out where your branding is, like, and where your customers are. Because you're not if you're doing a mailing and you want to, try and reach out, in a big region, like, say you want to hit, like, your town, so that they know what you do. If your town is your clientele, but
Mhm.
businesses are your clientele, so you might want to hit them different. So brochure might not be something good for you.
Right.
Like, a local bank would send out mailers and postcards, and they will constantly want to hit you in the mail.
Right.
But you would be like social media, your website, and places digitally where people are going to go on and find out about you, unless they're meeting you in person.
Right.
So yeah, for
Well, I would
you,
think
I would
go ahead.
with that. So
No,
for you,
go
I would just say that, is your branding all together, and is your website good so people can look you up there? And then I would say to hand out a promo product for people you meet.
awesome. I would think that would carry more weight these days. The right promo product, right? Not a pen,
Absolutely. Right.
right? Not a little notepad, right? But something a little bit more useful to stay on a desk. I really love when people give me letter openers and I have like 30 of them now, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
But that means I can always find one.
Yes.
So what would be a great promo product? If we're let's I just really want to get down to that where if people are brochure, let's say the brochure is not their ideal um, piece of collateral that they should be using in their marketing, what would be a really great promo product, a leave behind product that they should be using at this time today? What's new and fresh and cool?
Well, that's a loaded question. It would depend on your business too. Like we have a wine business in town that just opened. So we could do wine bottles or wine glasses and corkscrews or things like that that kind of goes with their business. And
Mhm.
for you, one of your best promo products is your highlighter pen because people are constantly taking notes, reading books, and highlighting passages in those books that you work with. So each business is going to be different. But what's new and trending, I would say more on the eco-conscious side, things that are sustainable and conscious of the environment. There's a company that it's called Refresh Glass, and they take wine bottles from around the country. So, like a bar that is like this wine bar in town. All these wine bottles they go through, and those wine bottles are useless. They can ship them to this company. They cut them off, make them like drink glasses that you can drink out of, or you can make planters. They turn the top of the bottle upside down into the cup, and it's a self-watering plant thing. So um, there's a lot of that going on where they're trying to repurpose things and make them really unique gifts. So it's something you put your logo on or a message, or even do it blank.
That's
And there's a
very
lot of
cool.
yeah.
I've not seen those
Thank
or
you.
heard of those, right?
It's really cool. I like it.
So, all right. So, we're going to finish up here, but I always ask people one thing here at the end. Um, what is the best piece of business advice? And I'm going to leave that to you, which one you want to give, because what's the best piece of advice you can offer somebody who's kind of new in business, doesn't know if they should be doing pens, if they should be doing, oh gosh, I'm trying to think of some other cliche thing, candy or, something that they should leave behind. What's a really good promo product for that new business owner who really has nothing more than a business card?
I would say my advice to them would be, as a new business owner, and you want to be different. So maybe you're opening a business where there might be some other competition in the area. You want to stand out. So you want to
Right.
be unique. Don't pick the cookie cutter promo products, the business card magnets, the pens. We come up with something unique for you that tells them something about your business or your personality. If you're a whimsical business, we want to do something fun. If you're a financial, we want to do something that might be useful to the people that get the product that they're going to use on a daily basis and be like, I love this item. So it's going to be different for each business. But being unique and different is where I say they should try to aspire to do that.
I love that. So, and you know what? That was the piece I was trying to think about, magnets, business card magnets.
Hmm.
What, what is so old and people have been doing it forever. It's like you have to stand out.
Yeah,
Your marketing has to stand out. And if your marketing has to stand out, so does your promo product,
absolutely.
right?
And make it
So,
useful. I had a client that's a realtor, and they partnered with a school, and they did a school calendar. It's a magnet, but it's a tall, like 4x8 calendar magnet that goes on the fridge, and it has all the days, early dismissal days, days off. So it's the whole year in advance. They can just plop up on the refrigerator. And it was from a realtor, but it was for that school. And so every household has that and puts it up on their refrigerator, and they get them every year. And it's a great piece for them. And it's something different. It's like they could hand out a calendar with their logo on it and just give it to everybody. But this one was useful for the whole student body, the families.
well, you know what I love best about that idea is that every school district has their calendars done like by Easter usually.
Yes.
So that's ready to go. So I think that's a great idea for
Mhm.
the
I thought it
following
was
year.
brilliant, yeah.
Okay, that one is really good. I'm
Mhm.
not really a big fan of magnets on the fridge, but that's a good one.
And I
So,
like that one too, because as a parent, and you get that big calendar and you just throw it off to the side, or some people might hang their calendars somewhere in their kitchen, but I like that it was a magnet, easily accessible. You can look at it, it's right there.
yeah, it's always in the same place, right?
Right.
Oh,
and
it's in the
small.
same.
Mhm.
Right. Holds up the kids' artwork too. Yeah, I was not very
Yeah.
big fan of. Maybe bad mom. Can you say bad mom? That might be me.
Oh, that's
So,
close.
all right. What's your best piece of advice that you want to leave people with today? Not necessarily about around promo products, but what's your biggest piece of business advice you'd like to leave people with today?
I would say that would be to get out of your own way. I never thought I was capable of owning my own business or starting a business, and I just was closed-minded. I was a conformist, and I've learned that through you to dream and to set goals, and I've learned from a lot of the reading and the programs that you have even that you are what you think about and what you dream about, and any of that can come true as long as you work towards it and just keep going. And you can get knocked down many times, but as long as you just move past that and keep going, there's no reason that we can't all be successful in business.
You're absolutely right, and I love that. If you can get back up, you can keep going. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yes.
you don't stop standing up. So yay for
That's
you. I
right.
love that. I love that.
Thank you.
Sherry, thank you for being here today. Thanks for being my extra special guest because you know I am a super fan. You know I love you, and I just think the
Love you
work
too.
of the work that you do, I'm so in awe of the talent that you have.
Aw,
So
thank you so much.
yeah. So
I
I
love
never.
working with you too.
Oh, thanks. And so listen, let's tell people how they can find you. Sherry at vdspromo.com. And then
Mhm.
that's been up there for the whole time. So let's actually put up your let's somewhere along the line, Sherry, I've lost your name up here. I was supposed to put your name up here. So
That's okay.
like Christine does what she does, right? So let's
Mhm.
put your name up here too, so they can find you on. Let's add that and save it. Hmm, hold on, don't go anywhere because I want to make sure people can find you. Add it, and now we can show it. There we go. Right.
All
So
right.
make sure you find Sherry. Where's the best place for them to find you? LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Where?
I'm mostly on Facebook, LinkedIn a little bit. That's gonna get better this year. And they can email me, Sherry at vdspromo.com, and then they can reach out to me through my website, which is vdspromo.com.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Have a great day. I'm sure I will see you soon. And happy holidays.
Thank you, Jean. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. Bye.